Yeah, thanks so much. And Pharoh, thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
Hey, Pharoh, it's Joe Person here with The Athletic. Good to see you. Wondering just how this first week or two of camp has been and kind of just your vibe about being back in the Carolinas.
It's been going well. It's the camp life, so everything's full speed, full go. Prepping for the season. Usually have preseason games right now, but so it's cool just to get some good full speed reps out there. So everything's going well. Good mesh with the team, and it feels good to be back home. That you mentioned earlier, back home in North Carolina, in front of my family and friends that that grew up watching me, even in South Carolina. So it feels great to be back home.
Hey, Pharoh, Elena Getzenberg with the Charlotte Observer. I was wondering, kind of going off that, what was your reaction to kind of learning that Carolina was interested in, being able to come back here?
Yeah, it was great going through that whole process of the free agency thing, and my agents talked to me about Carolina. I kind of got excited, and it was an opportunity that I wanted to take advantage of, being back home, where my family could see me. Like I said, I was at South Carolina, and then I went to the West Coast straight out of college, so I've been over there the last 4 years. So it's great to be back home and trying to put on for the home city this year.
Hey, Pharoh, this is Miles Simmons from Panthers.com. Just wondering, good to see you too. Wondering, how do you feel about, being a returner now, especially considering the changes that have gone up into effect over the last couple of years, and how did that affect you over the last couple of years, especially in kicks?
By now, I kind of got adjusted to it with the whole the kick. I guess you're some of the kickoff return situation with the wedges and the kickoff team not be able to run. Honestly, it doesn't really change anything. I kind of got used to it by now for the last 2 years. So, no, if anything, I kind of feel like it gives the kickoff return team an advantage, being that those guys on kickoff team are starting from a standstill position, running full speed. So, that's something we're working every day, though. Trying to find that mesh and the timing of everything, being that we have no full speed games, and other teams coming down at us. So as of right now, it's going well and time is good, and I don't think it's really changed anything.
Pharoh, Jason Huber, WFNZ. Panthers have struggled to find some consistent kick return game the last 2 years. For those, coming in and just being a few years removed from, being a Pro Bowler, what are you hoping to bring to this Carolina team at the kick returning?
Just explosive plays, man. Just, get the ball back to the offense, whether it be a fair catch or a big 20-yard game, 50-yard game, touchdown, just, try and make explosive plays every time, on punt return and kick return, have those guys, trust me back there, everybody do their job, and, we come together as one special unit on that special teams unit and just hope to make a lot of plays this year. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm excited about it.
Hey, Pharoh, Jonathan Alexander with Charlotte Observer. Hope you're doing well. I had two questions, two quick ones. Did you grow up with Kai Bowman? And also, I guess what's it like to, be back with the home team?
Yeah, Kyron Bowman, that's my little man. We both went to Havelock High School together. He's from Havelock, North Carolina. So that's my little man. He out there in Golden State playing basketball right now, so I'm happy for him. So so I hope he's doing well out there. And then back, like you said, back home in North Carolina, it feels great. Like I mentioned earlier, just being back home, being able to play around, the family and friends that grew up watching me play. Hopefully, they come to the games if they allow it. But it'll be fun to be back home playing for the home team.
Hey, Pharoh, David Dean with ESPN.com. Good to finally meet you here. You mentioned basketball. I look at your wiki page, and it's got a picture of you wearing a basketball uniform playing basketball on there instead of football. So was there ever a choice for that for you, or talk about that a little bit?
No, it was never no choice between football and basketball for me. Basketball was probably like the last sport I played growing up. I only played it because I was, just good at it, being as an athlete. But it was football all the way for me. I don't know where that picture came from or what you're referring to, but I don't play no basketball like that.
Hey, Pharoh, it's Jason Brown with Spectrum News 1 in Charlotte. Early in my career, I was over in that part of the state in Havelock and covered that team. And so I know from a pro football standpoint, there can sort of be split allegiances. Some are Panthers, some are for Washington. For you growing up, were you a Panthers fan? And was this a team growing up that you ultimately would have loved to have played for?
Nah, honestly, nah. I was never a Panthers fan growing up. I mean, growing up, I was honestly a fan of a lot of players. I was just, like a lot of players growing up. I mean, I always had, the dreams and, hopes of playing in the NFL, but I mean, never like thought, I said maybe hopefully I get to play for the Panthers. I just wanted to play in the NFL, but, that was kind of it about that. If anything, I was a Cowboys fan growing up. I mean, I kind of got on that bandwagon when I was younger, but other than that, I just knew I wanted to play in the NFL no matter what team it was.
Hey, Pharoh, I think a lot of us just sort of are kind of penciling or assuming you'll be the start kick and punt returner. In your mind, is that your feeling too? And either way, who do you think some of your best competition is for that?
I mean, honestly, that's everybody's, goal to become the starter at whatever position, coach puts them at. So, yeah, absolutely. I want to be the starter at punt return and kick return, but, everything's, it's the preseason camp. So everything's written in paper right now, in a pencil right now. So you never know. So, I'm out there right now just competing. Other guys are competing, trying to get that starting spot. And, we'll see week 1, who coach wants back there.
Hey, Pharoh, Jason Huber again. How frustrating.
Let's go Jason first, then Miles.
Okay,
Pharoh, how frustrating has it been the last few years since you had, your really good season and then going through those injuries and just trying to get back to where you were?
It's been frustrating. I think about it sometimes, coming off that second year, I did really well. And then that third season, the first game I had hurt my ankle and was out 10 weeks. And then my career kind of, got tossed in there, tangled up a little bit, and, got back on my feet. So, I get that question a lot, just from people that, see me out or something. But, absolutely, I'm trying to get back to that form. And I know I can get back to that form of being the Pro Bowl returning to All-Pro type of player, returning punts and kicks. So, absolutely, that's the goal for this year if I am doing that job.
I know that you've, mostly contributed in your career as a returner, but you did get to play a little bit more wide receiver last year. How much do you want to be known as a wide receiving threat?
Yeah, I mean, as a wide receiver, anybody, in the wide receiver room, they want to go into that team saying, yeah, I want to play wide receiver, I want to make plays, I want to be in on, 1 through 3rd down. So, I mean, punt returning and kick returning is fun, don't get me wrong. But, I'm a receiver, first. And, punt return, kick return is something I'm good at and I can do, and I can help the team doing that. But, obviously I do want to be on the field as a receiver, making plays, helping the team get up and down the field. And, when that opportunity comes, I'll just take advantage of it whenever that time presents itself.
Hey, Pharoh, it's Josh from the Riot Report. I think you were doing some off-season work with Will Greer and DJ Moore. I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about that and how that came about and maybe how that helped with your development this off-season.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, in the off-season, I live in Charlotte anyway. So, the past 2 off-seasons I've been in Charlotte. So, obviously I signed in Carolina this year, so I was already in Charlotte. So, I guess Coach hit up Will. I know Will's from Charlotte too. Told him I signed, and then me and Will got together at a local high school, and DJ was already in Charlotte too. So we just linked up, got each other's numbers, and we just started throwing there maybe a couple of weeks after I had signed or whatever it may have been. But, that was just a get to know each other type of meeting, and through there we just kept, throwing 2 or 3 times a week just to, build that chemistry and camaraderie with those guys.
Anything else?
Pharoh, it's great. Hey, Pharoh, it's Vincent from the Riot Report. I think you went up against TJ Green a tiny bit back in 2017 with you were the Rams against the Colts. I was wondering if you had any memories of that experience and what you thought of what you've seen from him so far in camp.
2017. Honestly, I don't really remember. I know TJ Green he played at Clemson, so I actually remember him back from 13 through 16 in college. He played at Clemson, so that was our rivalry at South Carolina. So I remember in college a lot more. But in 2017, I couldn't tell you if I remember much about him when he played for the Colts, to be honest.
Anything else, guys? All right, great. Pharoh, thanks so much for taking the time, and everybody else, thanks for joining. We'll have coaches